1 week ago, I felt really confused and frustrated, and not much made sense. And I don't know if it does now. I can't say if I've gained any real clarity, but I'm not bothered by what bothered me 1 week ago, which can which can be seen in my 2 previous videos. Today now it's Ekadashi, fasting day, detoxing, cleansing body, mind, spirit. Although I am entertaining myself with some girls, just talking. But I'm feeling all right. However, I feel like I cannot allow myself to enjoy too much chatting and flirting and whatnot without also putting something like this out. For whatever reason, I need to do it. That's what I realized last week. So I gotta keep it a little fresh. Just be okay coming on here, not necessarily knowing what exactly I will say. Maybe I will make videos where I know exactly what I will say, but maybe not. That's the thing. That's what I was so frustrated about, all these paradoxes, like everything, like control. The best way to have control is to surrender and lean in and have trust and faith, let go of control and trust. That's the most bulletproof, or not bulletproof, I don't know, but it's the safest bet to have some kind of control, to just relax, be in integrity, make whatever moves make sense to keep yourself sustained and live a good life, whatever that means to oneself, and contribute to one's surroundings or communities, or things that feels good to oneself. Because although there's nothing that is right or wrong in the universe, nothing is right or wrong, but the agenda of human moral and like goodness or whatever, that is a very real thing. And I mean, it's our nature, so that's what we should strive for. If that's what allows for a more enjoyable, growth-oriented experience. For growth, both sides are necessary. Friction and challenges are necessary, but we don't need to bring that ourselves. That is already very present in the world, so human moral and goodness or whatever. That is what's needed for the growth that we desire, I believe. Also, something I will have to touch more on, a good friend of mine from the States, he brought something up which is very relevant, and especially for me, regarding considering my name, White Noise. I like to be racial about things. Though I wish we could all just come to like a understanding, collective middle point of understanding, because we're all messed up. But he first of all, I didn't even consider him like white, but he kind of identifies as white apparently. I mean, he's half Cuban and half Italian, but he brought some things up. And before I say that, I want to say that recently I've been saying that I do think, like half jokingly, but kind of like, I mean, half jokingly, but I think that might be the only way, the only outcome, or like it's necessary. Let me just get to it. I think white people probably have to be wiped out, or at least be put in a very difficult position, so it's clear that we are not the ones in power anymore. We never really was in power as people think, though we have undoubtedly that's such a difficult word for me, but we have without a question had we've had the ability, the possibility in general to live more stable, pleasant lives than many others, many from other parts of the world. So I mean, it's not strange with so much hate against white people have come up now. It's like a natural reaction from what has been played out and what has been put out, because the real elite is doing their own things. They want to portray a certain narrative in order to get their way. So yeah, so I've been thinking, yeah, white people probably have to get wiped out, or at least be end up in a really bad position, just so that people can realize, okay, that didn't really solve anything, but we got our frustrations off. Now what? And yeah, this friend of mine, he was actually started talking about, and this is like, I haven't looked into this myself like that. I've heard something about it many years ago, just something, and now he's someone who does thorough research, and he presented to me a lot of things that was just honestly too much, but I love him. He always means well, and he was pointing out, that there is actually, the world elite is actually trying to, or have a plan to make white genocide. And well, I guess it's part of how things will play out. I guess I was more wrong than I thought. I mean, more right than I thought. I wasn't wrong, I was more right than I thought. I'm very tired, by the way. Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that's something to dig more into, I believe. I don't think there is much to do. I know I'm doing my thing. As long as your soul is safe, you're good. We all reincarnate into this mess as many times as we need, through in whatever shape or form. So yeah, white people gotta go, so that, okay, it's like you have a problem with the phone and you don't know what it is, but you're pretty damn sure that it's getting slow. It's like, I need to restart it. So before you think of, what could the problem be, you're not even gonna look for what the problem could be. You're not motivated to look for what the problem could be, without trying to restart it first. And restarting being, like in this case with the earth situation, with the mankind situation. Yeah, restarting the phone is like wiping white people out, and then we'll see, okay, did it get better? Okay, no, all right, but now let's you're not going to be motivated to try to figure out any other way, because that is what seems like what should do the job. But then it always comes down to each and every one. So yeah, and the reason the world elite wants white people wiped out is like, well, I haven't looked enough into this to say exactly, I can't know why yet, but what I'm assuming is like, yeah, because we are in the position that we are the biggest threat to the elite, because the elite have been using white people in Western civilizations very much for their strongholds to push out their systems and their agendas all over the world. And yeah, white people, they have used as a tool like that through infiltrating the cultures with these royalties and whatnot. And now their purpose is done. Our purpose is done in that regard. And now we are in those parts of the world that have benefited most from their systems. So we have had more freedom, we have had more space to figure things out, and we are the ones that, for the most part, understand like, oh, who the real enemy is. Because we haven't had to struggle as much in like we've had decent systems compared to other places in the world, although it is all very dark in the source of it. I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah, I lost myself. I'm not gonna lie, but I want to wrap that up. Yeah, we are in the places of the world where we have been able to live more freely, not having to worry too much about survival. And so now, in the age of information, we are the ones who first and foremost realize in larger scales who are the real enemy. Meanwhile, the rest of the world thinks we are the actual enemy. So yeah, it just makes sense to turn the rest of the world and then enable and almost encourage, the white hate thing that's going on. So yeah, so that we can be wiped out, and then people don't know who they're gonna blame, but it's probably gonna be like who, the Chinese, the largest population, or yeah, I mean, people are really never gonna own up, and take accountability properly. I mean, many people are, but the majority of people, I mean, this is Earth, come on, this is Earth. Most people, even though most people have a good side, for the most part, people suck ass. So yeah, the majority is gonna keep causing problems with each other. And for maybe some 150, at least 50 years after white people are clearly like put the F down, maybe people, would start, because first people are still gonna blame, like, oh, well, it's the system that white people put out in place. That's the problem still. That's the reason things are still problematic. But eventually people are gonna realize, okay, no, that's not what it is. Yeah. So this is apparently the elite, like the I don't know if those are the same as the Khazarians, but those Jews, fake Jews, the real ones in power that orchestrate all of these things, along with the fucking draconians and all of that shit. There are many different players in this. Evil don't trust evil, but they work with each other because they have common goals, so they know they have to cooperate. And so yeah, there was something more there. I was almost touching. I felt like I don't know, but I mean, it is what it is. I think this kind of has to play out. At least that is the agenda. And that, not to say, like, I don't have anything against Jews per se like that. I can appreciate, like, watching some rabbis. I come by sometimes on my YouTube feed. They have a lot of profound wisdom, and I appreciate that. Fuck, Jews are really smart, really clever, really intelligent, and that can be used for good or bad. But yeah. Well, we will see. Maybe because so much is going to happen this year, but especially next year, this summer, or like from like June to August, somewhere there of next year, around July, I would say, next year, 2026, there are some immense astrological transits that's going to probably reshape the world forever. This might be when official contact with extraterrestrials are being announced and disclosured and all of that. So maybe that will switch some things up, but according to my dear friend, that is the agenda, to wipe or put white people out. That is their plan, and to me, yeah, it makes perfect sense. So we'll see. Everything has its time and place. Yeah, as I always say, to keep myself sane in this crazy place, in these insane, crazy times. Interesting. I'm happy to be alive, because these are the most interesting times mankind have ever witnessed. And I'm here for it. Right, that's all for now. Peace.